This man has discovered a mysterious box that provides out-of-this-world pleasure, but unbeknownst to him, it comes at a terrible price that he is about to discover. A man named Jerry is sitting at the bar with his friend Mike from work. Jerry and Mike are discussing Jerry's relationship with his wife, Lisa. Jerry has a good reason to believe that she has been cheating on him, and Mike suggests that Jerry get even by cheating on her as well. He argues that if Jerry just forgives Lisa, it would send her the message that she can get away with this sort of behavior. Hence, his getting even would be the healthiest thing for their relationship. Let's hope Mike is not a marriage counselor. Initially, Jerry is unsure of this idea, and then he adds that he doesn't even have any way of executing this plan because he has no other prospects in the world of women. Mike claims that he has a solution for this. He says he will take Jerry to a brothel, and Jerry groans at the idea, but Mike says that this is no ordinary brothel. He has something special in store for Jerry. As they are about to drive to the brothel, Mike tells Jerry to put a bag on his head, because he does not want Jerry to know the location of this place. Jerry inquires about the reason behind this unusual request, and Mike says that he knows Jerry, and when Jerry is done with this place, he will want to come back again and again. He will probably end up spending his entire life savings just to get another taste of it. Hence, he is doing this keeping Jerry's best interests at heart. After a brief drive, they arrive at the brothel, which is disguised as a psychic's business. As they enter inside, Mike says that they are here for the special. Jerry assumes that it is one of the prostitutes there, but Mike says that's not it. They are greeted by the boss, Madame Zora, and she takes Jerry upstairs for the special, which turns out to be a pretty expensive order. Madame Zora takes Jerry inside a dimly lit room and locks it from the outside. Jerry is confused because there is no woman in this room, but then he notices a box on a table with the words, "Stick it in here," written on it. Jerry thinks it's some kind of joke, but decides to go through with it still. He takes off his pants and directs his little man into the unknown. You have to admit, that takes guts. While this is going on, Mike is getting ready for the time of his life with 3 women in another room of the brothel. Jerry experiences a pleasure that is like nothing he's ever felt before, and he lets out a loud scream that Mike hears all the way in the other room. Mike realizes that Jerry has discovered the delights of the special and goes to check on his friend. As he arrives in the room, he finds Jerry lying unconscious on the bed. Damn, what is in that box? Mike is a little worried, but it is revealed that Jerry is still alive, and this relieves Mike. He uncomfortably puts Jerry's pants back on, and a man named Ivan helps him carry Jerry back to the car. As they are leaving, Madame Zora ominously warns Mike to not bring Jerry back here, because he is what the box wants. During the ride back, Jerry regains consciousness and appears to be happier than he has ever been. He expresses a strong desire to go back and do this again, and Mike warns him that the special is best kept as a one-time deal. He agrees to take Jerry back to the brothel sometime, but he says that the next time, Jerry should just try one of the women. Mike and Jerry arrive home, and Lisa asks Jerry where he's been. Jerry lies that he and Mike were just out drinking. After Mike leaves, Lisa reveals to Jerry that she is pregnant. Jerry doesn't understand because previously they were told that Jerry's sperm had poor motility, but Lisa says apparently they swim just fine now. Jerry has a hard time grasping this, and he asks her if the baby is even his, and this question thoroughly upsets her. Jerry apologizes and embraces her. The next day, Jerry arrives at the office and tries to get the location of the brothel from Mike, but Mike does not reveal it for Jerry's own good. However, Jerry cannot forget the amazing experience he had the day before and decides to look for the brothel himself. He finds a similar psychic establishment online, run by a woman named Mystic Wanda. He arrives at her place and offers her money to reveal the location of her fellow psychic, Madame Zora. Wanda gives him the address, and Jerry returns to the brothel. He is greeted at the door by Madame Zora, who doesn't recognize him in the daytime, but tells him the place is closed regardless. Jerry offers to pay double just to get a turn at the special, and Madame Zora takes the deal. Jerry is brought to the dimly lit room, where he sends his little soldier into the dark box once again. Experiencing an otherworldly pleasure once more, Jerry becomes curious about the contents of the box. He tries to look inside with his flashlight and even tries to open the box, but to no avail. The box is locked. Jerry picks up the box and decides that he wants to take it with him. Right at that moment, Madame Zora enters, and she catches him in the act. She desperately tries to warn him against this action, but consumed by the thought of the pleasures the box can bring him, Jerry uncontrollably knocks Madame Zora to the ground and proceeds to step on her neck till she dies of suffocation. Jerry rushes out of the brothel and drives away. He rents a room at a shady hotel where no one will ask any questions and stores the box there. Back at the brothel, Detective Barnes arrives to investigate the case of Zora's murder. He questions Ivan, who is responsible for the security of the brothel, but Ivan replies that he knows nothing because he was outside getting groceries when all this happened. Ivan does not mention to the detective that the box has been stolen. The next day, Jerry returns to the hotel room he's rented after work and once again takes the old box for a ride. After he finishes, he gets curious about the contents of the box and inserts his hand into it. He pulls out a strange, sticky substance. Disgusting. However, Jerry doesn't think like the rest of us and decides to use the substance to touch Sir Nicholas. He experiences the same pleasure that he does when he uses the box and thinks, "Damn, I gotta have this stuff to go." So, he decides to take some in a bottle with him. Jerry arrives home, and Lisa inquires about why he is coming back home so late. Jerry lies that he got caught up at work. Next, Jerry finds himself alone and decides to use the substance to touch himself again. But right as he is getting started, Lisa arrives, and she is in the mood for getting some. With the substance still on his pickle, the two get to making love. Throughout the process, Jerry doesn't seem to want to be intimate with Lisa. He just wants to be rough and get it done, which makes Lisa feel uneasy. The next morning, Jerry leaves in a hurry, and Lisa becomes suspicious of his behavior in the past few days. She calls up Mike and asks him if Jerry is having an affair. "Well, he is getting some box on the side, if that's what you mean, Lisa." Mike says he doesn't know of any such development, but promises to tell Lisa if he notices anything. Next, Lisa is taking a shower when she experiences a sharp pain in her abdomen, followed by severe bleeding. Meanwhile, Detective Barnes returns to the brothel, and this time he notices that there is an empty space on the table. He deduces that something was stolen from the brothel. Back in the hotel room, Jerry has his member inside the box again, but this time, instead of feeling pleasure, he feels pain. He retreats from the battlefield and discovers that he has a rash down there, which appears to be spreading. Jerry goes to a doctor, and the doctor asks Jerry about his sexual activities. Jerry is hesitant to reveal that he is in love with an inanimate object, and the doctor simply tells him to stop doing so much of whatever it is that he is doing. Jerry decides to spend the day resting at home, and Lisa arrives and tells him that she miscarried the baby. Jerry, who is in a world of discomfort due to the rash, doesn't pay much attention to her, and simply says that they will try again. The next day, against the doctor's advice, Jerry returns to the hotel room to use the box again. However, he discovers that the box no longer seems to have the substance in it. Desperate and addicted beyond all control, Jerry tries to open the box up. He notices that there is a lock on it and buys some bolt cutters to break it. He takes out whatever object is inside the box and proceeds to get his pleasure right from the source. His rash gets worse and spreads all the way up to his abdomen. Lisa comes home and finds out through his credit card statements that Jerry has been spending a lot of money to book a hotel room. Next, she gets a call from Jerry's work and learns that he hasn't been there in a few days, even though he told Lisa that that's where he's been spending all his time. She puts two and two together and figures that Jerry is cheating on her. She rushes to the hotel to catch him in the act. Lisa enters the room and smells a strong stench, which she assumes to be coming from the other woman. Man, what kind of stuff does she think Jerry is into? She searches around the room, but Jerry only gets alarmed when she heads toward the bathroom. He begs her not to go in there, but Lisa does not listen. She enters and pulls the bathtub curtains. She is shocked to discover not a woman, but a strange, jelly-like living creature. That is what has been in the box the whole time. Before she can question Jerry about this, he grabs her from behind and chokes her till she stops moving. Jerry thinks she's dead and proceeds to cuddle the creature like a creep. But Lisa awakens once more and, panicking, Jerry kills her by ramming the bolt cutters into her head. Jerry carefully cleans away all the evidence of his shameful acts and returns to his home. He hides Lisa's body and takes good care of the creature. He turns his own bedroom into the room from the brothel and proceeds to have a romantic evening with the creature. Weirdo. Meanwhile, Mike learns of Madame Zora's death and watches a news report in which Ivan says that he knows what the person who killed Zora is going through right now. He adds that he is the only one who can help them, and he is waiting for them to reach out. Suspecting that Jerry is somehow linked to all this, Mike arrives at his house and discovers the creature lying in the bathtub. Just then, Jerry arrives as well and speaks to Mike in a nonchalant manner, as if nothing is wrong. Mike assures Jerry that even if he is involved in Zora's murder, Mike will cover for him. However, Jerry reveals that he has killed Lisa too, and then Mike gets worried. He tries to call the police, but Jerry grabs a plastic bag and suffocates him to death. Next, Jerry's rash spreads all the way up to his neck, but he refuses to let go of the creature that he has become deathly addicted to. However, one day, he walks into the bedroom and notices that the creature is no longer moving. It has died and turned into a rotting black goo. Jerry is so upset that he cries and mourns for the creature. In his desperation, he returns to the brothel and begs Ivan for help. He begs Ivan to revive the creature somehow. Ivan assures him that he can help with this situation. He brings Jerry back to the original room and tells him to wait there while he goes away with the dead creature. While waiting, Jerry's condition deteriorates rapidly. His rash spreads, his teeth and hair fall out, his face swells up, and his entire body starts turning into jelly. He writhes in pain. Meanwhile, Ivan creates another box, identical to the first one. By the time he returns, there is nothing left of Jerry except for the same sticky, jelly-like substance that he once used for his pleasure. Ivan removes his head from his body, which now isn't that hard a task, and places it inside the box. Hence, it is revealed that this is how the living creature of sticky, jelly-like substance inside the box is made. Next, Detective Barnes arrives at the brothel to tell Ivan that they have deduced that a man named Jerry is the prime suspect in the murder case. Ivan changes the subject and offers Detective Barnes the special, free of charge. Curious, Detective Barnes arrives in the room with the box and peers into the hole. Hence, the cycle continues. The end. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like our channel and subscribe if you enjoy content like this. Also, let us know what movie you would love us to recap for you.